I am sorry for all of you Dungeon of the Mad Mage fans. I will unfortunately not be talking today about how you can link the things together, because I'm playing in a Mad Mage campaign right now, and I don't have a DM's perspective on it, really. It would be tough to talk about it, especially since I play in it. I'd have a bit of a weird perspective on it, and frankly, it just wouldn't work for DM advice. However, James, if you are watching this, we got to get something done. Join a call or something. We'll make a podcast just for that.
We interrupt this broadcast for a very special announcement.
Oh, hello. What the fuck are you doing in my house?
The beautiful Cheese Jake beanie. Buy yours today for only insert price here, and you can be the best DM that ever lived. Side effects may include getting all the bitches, looking swag, being a great DM, getting photoshopped into abominations like cheese, watermelon, and spiders, ascending to godhood. Terms and conditions apply. It even looks good on a dog. No, this is not actually a purchasable product for now, but would you be interested in purchasing? Let us know in the comments.
And now, back to the scheduled broadcast.
In any case, I will, however, be talking about how to link Waterdeep Dragon Heist to other modules and how to advance it further beyond level 5, or perhaps a little thing that people don't really know, which is cutting it off somewhere in the middle. I think that if you have a better idea, do it, man. Even if you feel like the module's doing a better job of it, but you want to try something of your own, freaking do it. You can talk to your players. You can be like, hey guys, I have this cooler thing, but it's not Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Do you want to do it? And unless your players say no, which they are unlikely to, then you're good. If a player does say no, then what's wrong with them? Do they not want to play D&D? Like, what? Say yes. Your DM wants to try something new. Let him. So yeah, if you want to try that out, go for it. So I personally did this with my party, where they had gone through the game for a while, and the only stake that they had in the story after hitting level 4 is we're being made to do this by some powerful dude. That's not fun. So I instead decided to give them an excuse to run out of Waterdeep and go do some other quest. And that's what they did for ages until they TPK'd. Maybe I shouldn't have taken them out of Waterdeep. In any case, that was a pretty fun time, and I really enjoyed kind of taking Waterdeep and making it my own in a way. I definitely added a lot of weird elements to it to make it a little more fun. In any case, that's just like a little extra tidbit in there. There's not much advice I can offer about that, because it's a very broad thing, and like, there's tons of stop-off points you can go for, basically. I guess a main way you could do it is if the party are really involved in the factions and they're really digging it and they've been doing a lot of the quests and using a lot of their boons, perhaps make that kind of the next quest line. Send them to go do something else. Make them more credible members and get them doing some more big official business for their faction. If they're all part of the Emerald Enclave, maybe nature is in danger. There's some weird sorcerer off in the north who's been creating a crystal that can destroy nature all around it, and he intends to destroy the world with it. Go fuck him up. I made that up in 10 seconds. I want to do that now. That's the next quest line for my friggin' Sunday game. That's what I'm doing. Firstly, I want to talk about linking it to other modules. I've ran through a lot of modules and I have a bit of experience on this. So there's ones that I can recommend and that I cannot. I would recommend, of all of the campaigns, switching Dragon Heist over to Curse of Strahd, Tomb of Annihilation, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and any of the adventures from like Tales from the Yawning Portal or Candlekeep Mysteries, which are kind of designed to be just thrown in there and be like, hey, here's a new adventure for you to do with your party. Ooh, Descent into Avernus, that's cool as hell. You can skip the Baldur's Gate part with that. Oh man, Jacob, you sexy mugger. Go watch XP to Level 3's video about Descent into Avernus and why it's bad. Run Waterdeep Dragon Heist and then the Descent into the Avernus part of Descent into Avernus. That sounds like a great combo. Oh, I want to do it. But yeah, there's a 5th level Tales from the Yawning Portal adventure called Hidden Shrine of Tomoa-chan, which seems fun as hell. For 5th level adventurers for Candlekeep Mysteries, let's have a look. There's one called The Price of Beauty, where a book about beauty shows the way to a secluded temple where beauty is only skin deep. Sounds fun. And yeah, you can take your party to Candlekeep and just say, hey, here's the next campaign, etc., etc. I would not recommend a couple of these as well. Storm King's Thunder can start at level 5, which isn't that good of a module in my opinion. It's way too open-ended and gives you way too little to work with. I would also say probably not. Most of the early ones are a bit weak, honestly. I think that Out of the Abyss is decent, but from there they had a stint of not really making too many good adventures. Then they got in their frickin' Renaissance era with Tomb and Strahd. So yeah, I can recommend a lot of these, mainly because the module offers a lot of options for starting at those levels. Tomb of Annihilation can be started at any level from 1 to frickin', I've seen people start at 10. There's a stream going on right now where they're level 15 in the module and they're still being challenged because Tomb of Annihilation is hard. And then there's also Curse of Strahd, which you can start at level 1, 3 or 5. They're the 3 default ones. I started mine at level 3. More recently, you can check that out if you really wanted. And then the like Tales from the Yawning Portal and Candlekeep Mysteries ones, where you can just throw anything in. Again, coming up with a story reason isn't as important as getting player buy-in, right? So if you want to do this, talk to your players and be like, right, do we want to continue in Waterdeep or do you guys want to go head off and do something cool? If they want to stay in Waterdeep, then I would probably imagine that there would be some homebrew involved in that. But I think Dragon Heist offers you enough to really kick off a campaign that can lead you even further. Most of the stuff that the module gives you allows you to stretch out the content further. The concept that it gives with the factions and their level ups and their renown and stuff. The dungeons that frankly are most likely not able to be beat by level 4 or 5 parties, and the final bosses, which are all just too powerful for the party to contend with if they're any level that is presented in the module. It's really built so that you can go way beyond with it and eventually just be absolutely amazing. And I think that's probably the most safe way to go. I think that well, at least Laura was, and maybe other people as well, they really liked Waterdeep, and after they'd left for a while and then they went back, they were like, oh man, this place is great, because they have a home there, man, and they have everything that they did there. My party then had 15 plus sessions of Waterdeep under their boot, and that under their belt, and that's the only real thing and place that they'd been beyond going to an outside town for a couple sessions. And they'll get probably really attached to Waterdeep. It doesn't mean that you can't take them out of it, just means that they'd love to continue their adventure within it because they've got a foothold there now, if you know what I mean. Some other ones that might be cool, Icewind Dale maybe. The rest of these are just going to be maybes. Maybe Stormlord's Wrath, or Dragon of Ice by Peak even. Maybe you could give Ghost of Saltmarsh Adventure a go. So I've ran a lot of this stuff, but I don't know a lot about it. I haven't read through most of Ghost of Saltmarsh, which I probably should, right? I'm running a pirate campaign. In any case, there are a lot of options for you to go into, and each of the modules are pretty vague enough with their adventure hooks and getting people to where they need to go so that you can really implement it into whatever thing. Curse of Strahd can be as complex as a noble inviting you out to dinner. There's a bunch of travelers around who have been causing a few problems. You go there and they tell you an amazing story or whatever, and then you get sent to Barovia or something. Or it can just be they walk outside one day and well, fuck. That can work too. In terms of Tomb of Annihilation, they get a quest offer from a woman who could very well be in Waterdeep if you wanted, who's like, hey, I've heard of you guys. Can you go and save the world, please? And that feels like the next step, you know? For the party who's been only concerned really with the problems of Waterdeep, for it to branch out and go to, now you need to go to Chult where the world's in danger because of it, etc., etc. I mean, going from Waterdeep to hell is a bit of a jump, but it sounds fun as hell. Fucking do it, man. Let's talk a little bit more about what you could do for adventures without, you know, modules to rely on. This is going to be the most tricky one because I haven't done it before, but I definitely have a lot of ideas for what you could do if you were to. So for one, I think that the Xanathar and Manshoon are the two most kind of like left alone villains from my experience, because they're the most reclusive and the least likely to get involved with the party. At 5th level, maybe that changes. Maybe they have all the money And maybe the Xanathar is annoyed because the party might still have the stone. Xanathar wants the stone, the Xanathar can go get the stone. There's another thing as well. Manshun wants Waterdeep, and the party just made that even harder. So Manshun is most likely annoyed. He could do something about that. Maybe his section of the Zhentarim properly revolts against the other one and kills all the Doom Raiders. And now the Zhentarim are back to their old reputation of really horrible people, and now the party's being attacked by them and they've been kidnapped, or maybe something like that. I think that a great way to make it go from 5th level and beyond is by using the 4 villains that the campaign presents you, or even adding your own from either your own imagination or other modules or the Forgotten Realm lore, etc, etc. It's really up to you, and I think that the book gives you plenty to do in terms of that. All of the characters, all of the villains, if they're still alive by the end, still have reasons to go after the party, mess with them, ruin their day, and make antagonists out of themselves beyond the quest. Because the Castellantas, right, they don't get the money. They've been putting so much time and effort into this. Victoro goes crazy, maybe. He snaps, right? Because he's been going at this for so long and it just got snatched from underneath his nose. He is pissed. He is gonna start being an absolute bastard. He already is, but is now gonna be more public about it. He's gonna be a more denounceable noble, and he's gonna be more outwardly emotional. At one point, he could make his own sacrifice. He could sacrifice his bloody wife. He could sell his wife's soul for more soldiers and try and just take over Waterdeep. There is so much that each villain can do, and frankly, it's up to you which one you choose to mess with the party. Because anything's great. Anything that threatens Waterdeep, your party's going to want to stop by the time they're 5th level, because they've been in that place for so long. I've seen Waterdeep go anywhere from 10 sessions to 30, 40 to get to level 5. Even in just 10 sessions, a party's going to love Waterdeep after being there for a while, because the environment's great. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like if you like the video. Comment any other advice that you perhaps have for any other people, anything that you think that I missed here. If you want some advice to do with Mad Mage that badly, I might talk to James and see if he can give me some advice. Yeah, we have a Discord server that you can join in the description, and you can subscribe so that you know when we upload a video next. This series has been going on for a while and it ain't stopping here. Bye. Take 2. I did like half of the video and then it stopped. And I can't remember anything I said. So, we're going again. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself for about 3 minutes because I'm just gonna be repeating everything. I rambled a lot.